Hello and welcome to this James the Bike Guy, where today we're getting the chance to look at a lightweight and very beautiful French road bike. A road bike that has come into Look's lineup somewhat recently to slot in between their aero race bike and their endurance road bike. And today we're getting a chance to take a look at the beautiful 785 Huez in the 105 parts group. So in this video, we're going to go into the frame, we'll talk about the parts, and then of course we're going to end up with exactly what it weighs. So if this kind of thing is interesting to you, I suggest you stick around and consider subscribing if you enjoy what you see. As we talked about in the beginning of the video, the 785 Huez is a relatively new model in Look's lineup. This bike comes in between the 795 Aero race bike and the 765 endurance road bike. Now, this bike sports a whole bunch of features that are going to help it be a great climber's bike or even just a all-around performance bike. And in the 785 lineup, this particular model being the Huez, this is the base carbon frame, and they do make one that's even lighter and even more performance-oriented called the Huez RS. Now, this particular model is a 105 build, meaning the part spec on it is going to be all Shimano 105, which does bring this in at the least expensive in Look's lineup. Although it's important to mention, this is a premium manufacturer, so it's not an inexpensive bike. Now, checking out the bike, this is made out of unidirectional Hi-Modulus Carbon, so they call it out on their website, and it is quite nice to see. Looking through the frame, you can see things like the captured through axles in the back, the use of a 27.2 seat post, and just beautiful junctions. When I say that I think this is one of the more beautiful road bikes out there, when you see it in person, just the way they kind of integrated all the tubing, the shaping between round and square tubes, the integration of that beautiful carbon fork with a speed through axle up front. And then in the middle, you're going to have a T47 threaded bottom bracket. That stuff all comes out to really making a beautiful looking bike. And that's one of the reasons that you would go for Look, is it's essentially a way to get something similar to, say, a Trek Commander, but being different at the same time. Now, stack and reach on this bike is going to be on the more performance side of things, with a size large or 55 centimeter being a reach of 395 and a stack of 581, which should give it the geometry to be a very good performance road bike. Of course, moving into the part spec on this bike, to really fill out that this is the 105 system, you'll see it has the Shimano R7000 105 shift and brake levers. These are a mechanical shifting shifter and then a hydraulic brake lever going down to 2 piston calipers on the front and the rear with a 160 millimeter front rotor and 140 millimeter rear. And then the drivetrain is all Shimano 105 with a Shimano 105 crankset with a 5236 chainring combo up front. And then even more interesting, it runs out back with the Shimano 105 rear derailleur to an 1132. Now, why this is an interesting combo is you don't typically see this on most production brand bikes. So this being a 5236 is what's considered a mid-compact. So a compact would typically be a 5034 and a standard would be a 5339. That's the two different size chain rings. But out back with an 11 to 32, that means the gear ratio on this is getting down almost to a 1-to-1 gear ratio, which would help with this bike's capability to climb as specified. But then having that 52 tooth in the 11 out back is going to make it super fast and really powerful. So for a combination, that makes a lot of sense for a bike that's designed around climbing as well as all-around performance riding. Cockpit-wise, we're here with some Look LS2 componentry. So it's an alloy handlebar with a 31.8 millimeter clamp. You can see it's got a relatively shallow drop, but a fair reach. And then the stem is going to be an LS2 Look alloy stem, 31.8 millimeter bar clamp. And going out back is a CL San Marco saddle. This is the Monza saddle mounted up on a Look LS2 carbon seat post. This seat post, of course, is going to be 27.2 with a 2-bolt clamp mechanism, which I like to see because it makes for a secure way to get the angle set up on your saddle. Now, connecting the bike to the road is the Shimano RS 171 wheel set. This is going to be a pretty standard alloy wheel set, and this is one place where the rest of the spec gets just a touch let down. I would definitely look at these wheels and this bike as an opportunity to upgrade, and you'll see when we take a weight on this bike, most of the additional weight comes in from the wheel set. But then the tires are Vittoria Zafiro Pro tires. These are the Graphene 2.0 version with 700 by 25C width, and you could very comfortably fit a 28mm tire into here, and even a bit wider if you wanted to push the limits. The actual weight of the 785 Huez in a size 55 or size large is going to come in and weigh 19.66 pounds. Thanks for watching this video on the Look 785 Huez. I'd love to know your thoughts on this 105 built road bike. Let me know those down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and definitely browse the channel to see more videos like this to check out as well.